Hello guys, I'm Pranith. Welcome to my channel TechieP-Triad, Python programming and Pranith. Hello everyone. So in this video, we'll be learning about if, elif and else statements. So let's get started. Firstly, what is the use of an if statement? Well, an if statement is used to run some code if a condition is true. For example, let's take two variables, and the way we write if statement is by using the if keyword, and after it we can specify a condition like a is equal to b. Let's print a is equal to b. So this is an if statement. This is the condition, and this is the code that will run if the condition is true. Now if we run the program, we can see a is equal to b. That's because the condition is true, which is a is equal to b. And while mentioning the equal to, we specify two equal to signs and not only one, because one is used for assigning a new variable. Now Python accepts all the comparison operators of mathematics, like the greater than, the less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and equal to, and not equal to. So these are all the comparison operators that Python accepts. So we can say over here a is greater than or equal to b. Now if we run the program, we get a is equal to b. That's because we have equal to sign over here, and the condition is greater than or equal to. So if b is 9, and if we run the program, we get nothing. That's because a is not greater than or equal to b. If a is 10, we get a is greater or equal to b. That's because a is greater than b, which is 10 is greater than 9. Simple. Now, this indentation is really important. As I told you in the first video of this series, Python relies on indentation while other programs rely on curly braces. If I remove the indentation and try to run the program, we get an indentation error. That's because we have the if statement and the condition, but we have no code to run. Or that's what the interpreter thinks, because there's no indentation. If we indent this and run the program again, we get the correct result. So you must always remember the indentation. Moving on, we also have the else statement. Now what is an else statement? An else statement is used to run a piece of code if this condition is not true. So we can print a is lesser than b. That's because if a is not greater than or equal to b, it has to be less than b. Now if we run the program, we get a is greater than or equal to b. Now if I change the value of a and run the program again, we get a is lesser than b. That's the use of else statement. Now the else statement does not require any condition. And if you specify any condition next to the else statement, you will be getting an error. Now let's say you want to add more than one condition over here. The way you do that is by using the AND operator. AND operator is a logical operator which is used to combine two different conditions. So let's say A is greater than B and A is not equal to 0. So if I change the value of A over here to 0 in another program, we get A is lesser than B. Well, let's change this to 10. In another program, we get A is greater than or equal to B. That's because it works with both the conditions. It satisfies both the conditions. Let's take -1 over here and 0 for A, and on the program we get A is lesser than B. Even though A is not lesser than B, we get A is lesser than B. That's because even if both the variables satisfy this condition, which is A is greater than B, the second condition is not satisfied. That's because A is equal to 0. And AND operator only works when both the conditions are true. There is also another operator which is the OR operator. OR operators work if any one of the condition is true. Now if we run the program, we get A is greater than or equal to B. That's because even though A is not equal to 0, even though A is equal to 0, even though the second condition is not satisfied, the first condition is satisfied. So this line of code is executed. Simple as that. Now let's look into the elif statements. So the elif statement is Python's way of saying that if the previous condition is not true, then try this condition. So elif A is equal to B, print A is equal to B. Smooth this. Now if we run the program, we get A is greater than B. That's because A is greater than B. And now if we change the value of B to 0 and run the program, we get A is equal to B. Now this works because this condition is not true, so the interpreter comes over to elif statement and checks its condition, and if it is true, then it prints out the line of code, and if it isn't true, it moves on to the else statement. Simple. As you can see over here, it prints out A is lesser than B. That's because both of these conditions are false. So the interpreter moves on to the else statement and prints this line. Now there can be as many as elif statements in the program as you wish. That's completely up to you. But for this example, one is enough. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching the video, and if you have any doubts, ask in the comment section down below. Please do like, share and subscribe, and check out my other videos.